Royalties of peace, stealing the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. How you're doing this beautiful Wednesday. It is my water day. Yes, it is my water day. Today is April 10th of 2024, the second Wednesday of the month of April. Oh, April, April, April. Yay! So springy. So springy, so springing, so springing. The best sunshines of the year are achieved in April. The best weather of the year are achieved in April. Not so hot, not so cold. Just fresh and surrounding, blossoming with flowers and green grass. Just awakening from spring into the summer, the in between, the winter and the solstice, in between the winter and the summer. Spring feels like arising from a nightmare. Yes, this is what waking from a daydreaming is like. The spring must resonate of the mind, peace stilling the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. Awakening from our weaknesses. Must the nightmare be the sweet dream and we into reality of the sweet dream, where the sweet dream is not fictional, but of expected non-fiction? Will our nightmare rather be a sweet dream and not a complicated, seeking for a sweet dream, not the reality? We must be at that place now of our being, experiencing the complicated state at its awakening, restoring of self, journey mercies, and not contradicting, like a beautiful candy wrapper. Get your taste buds all salivary, salivary, such that even at the taste of the candy, you are still full of surprises, of even greater the taste than your expectation of your buds being salivary. When you're expecting sweet and it's even sweeter and even more appealing than you expected, such is the beauty that awaits us when we wake up from the complicated state of happiness. Very different from the complicated state of a battlefield, of sadness. It's time for us to get to the place of sweet dreams, the sweet daydreaming, building castles in the air. Is what we're experiencing today of building castles. Only a reflection of our expected of the mind. All we see are very limited. A beautiful house is limiting. Have you seen the beautiful structures of Dubai? Very limiting to the greater mind we seek of greater enlightenment, yet worthy. We do not want the ruined houses anymore, like nightmare. Must our nightmare today be rather the beautiful infrastructures that we have, aiming for the invisible, which is perfect peace? where plant eating is no longer tolerated, but fullness of knowledge, satisfaction. It takes our returning back, our returning to eating plants and not on animals. Our nightmare has always been eating on animals. The spilling of blood. You bleed, I bleed. We have to start from somewhere where we relate to get to the place of perfection. Plant eating is not perfect, but gracefully a journey mercy to the perfect. Building infrastructures are not perfect, but a journey mercy to perfection. Rather than living in ruins, rather than walking barefooted, because this is not home. Must we be of reason? Must we be of greater enlightenment? We must protect the body. We must be able to give the body its worth while it transitions to perfect. Yes, greater enlightenment takes reason, none left behind. Must those of us still with anxiety and fear of building great infrastructures because this is not home should understand the mindset of those building. Giving you a 5-room house does not mean have children, but rather have rooms you can change over time and not being bored, sleeping only in one room, such that some having 5 rooms are beginning to feel like greedy. It is not greediness. It is not greedy to have 5 bedrooms for just for yourself. Must we resonate of the mind of those still multiplying biologically instead of education of the mind, multiplying of the mind. We have to educate ourselves back to expected. Some having 5 bedrooms, like light unto us, sleeping on the floors to awaken and seek this glorious side of our journey. Some feeling deprived by the rich, but rather their own brothers scared to multiply in a world where we don't belong, where spirituality comes in. Some looking like witches and wizards, we call them, only being scared to keep an earth that is not home, scared of we getting addicted of keeping a complicated state. We must be able to resonate together. We must be able to reason together of what we are expecting of this journey. Mercy, mercy, journey mercies. We seek journey mercies. The innates more alive than we call the living of us. The silence even more happier than we call the busy streets and boomerangs of music going on around us. What an irony world. What an irony world. What we're experiencing is expected, but to seek wellness, not to keep. Being confused is expected, but not to be kept. But the shining light onto our weaknesses should seek wellness. The diagnosis should seek healing and not complicated grief. Awaken from your nightmare to the sweet dream, our supposed nightmare. Our true nightmare is the sweet dream. The only addiction we can have of the sweet dream is building more houses, is eating from plants, our fullness of knowledge, our final addiction, where addiction becomes satisfaction. We reverse from the complicated state of being back to its expectation. What is addiction? Addiction is satisfaction in the complicated state. Some say addiction is not satisfaction. It has nothing to do with addiction. Addiction is satisfaction. It is rather how we are placed upside down. They need to reverse of expected and see addiction is satisfaction. When you're satisfied, you never want to part from satisfaction. Some will say war is an addiction, but peace is satisfaction. War is the contradiction of peace, the happiness of us. Talking to each other is the expected of us, not bruising each other. Giving a hug does not mean we should fuse, we should rip our bodies and get in. There is a limit. There is self will. There is stability. There is a one way, being upright and not upside down. Do not force the unexpected. You must know the differences of weakness and ability. What is expected from what is not expected, the shadow from the reality. We should know when we have a dream from our reality. No need for a dream. A dream only to become of expected, to stabilize self, to affirm our expectation should not be kept. Let us reason together. Thank you all for watching, and I hope this helps us this beautiful April. Reason together, reflecting together, becoming the sunshine, which is the fullness of knowledge, symbolized by the sunshine we experience in April. Not too hot, not too cold, just fresh and perfect. Yes, war is the prolongation of the holy temporary. War is the prolongation of the dream. It was only meant to reason and affirm the permanent and not to keep. Let us get back to reason. We are battlefield free, none left behind. Thank you for watching and keep springing forth of the greater minds of the beauty of our being, infrastructures and comforts, and ascending of the mind, none left behind. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Thank you for watching. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy water day. Refreshing, refreshing.